Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Thanks for being with us here on Northern Life. Going to be a big show today. We're going to be talking about the one thing that's coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah,
this month.
Huge deal coming over to Wisconsin here as we go into a couple weeks from now. We have an exciting show on tap today, of course. There are only 2 weeks to go before the NFL Draft, which of course is being hosted in Green Bay this year for the first time ever. So we wanted to give you a look at everything they're doing there to welcome the hundreds of thousands of people who are expected to come watch that massive event in person. I've done a little bit of research on the history of the draft, and only recently have they started going to different cities. It used to be in New York for like 40 years.
Yeah,
and
Radio City Music Hall usually,
Yeah, it's only been in Wisconsin one other time, and that was 1939, Milwaukee back in that time. It's never been in Minnesota, and it was in Michigan last year for the first time.
You really did your research.
I did a little research. Yeah,
you know more than me.
Big draft
I wrote the show together.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. People love this thing, so pretty cool that it's coming to Wisconsin again.
And all the people that come with it too. So as for what you can expect during draft week, here's the schedule of events. Before the teams make their first picks, there are a lot of events happening Wednesday in Green Bay. That includes Taste of the Draft, which is a Superior restaurant. They're going to be taking part in it. We're going to tell you more about that later. Then the first round is on Thursday night, with the later rounds happening Friday and Saturday. All 3 of those days will feature the NFL Draft Experience with football-themed activities, all happening, of course, around Lambeau Field.
Yeah, it's big stuff going on. But between now and then, there's a lot to do to get ready for all those football fans. As you saw previously, Shania, I don't know if we can pull those back up again, includes building some of the facilities you're going to see during the TV broadcast of the draft, like the NFL Draft Theater. Yeah, right there. Look at all those.
So cool.
Look at that arrangement going on. That's where most of the action will be as college players are selected by one of 32 NFL teams. Then on a nearby street, they'll have one of the main entrances, all sorts of food trucks, and all sorts of activities for those big nights ahead.
Yeah, you don't think of like how much work, really goes into building that huge draft theater, because they have to have, the players behind, backstage ready with the phone call situation, and then everything you see on TV too. Just a huge project.
I do love seeing the after the fact, the teams inside where their GMs and coaches are hanging out waiting to see who they're going to pick. Those conversations are very interesting.
I've never been actually too much into the draft. I had friends that would like put 3 or 4 TVs up and watch 3 or 4 different TVs of reactions of what's going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are into this thing. I've never been too much into it, but it is still very cool.
You're more into the location of where the draft happens.
Yeah. I mean, Green Bay. Let's bring it on. Let's go.
Jamal James with our Green Bay sister station caught up with some fans who are excited to watch all of that construction underway this week.
Feeling a sense of anticipation in the Titletown district, fans are checking out the construction of the NFL Draft coming to Green Bay on April 24th.
The excitement is just starting. I see license plates from all over the U.S. right now, and I think the excitement is just unveiling.
As we get closer to the second phase of this 4-part construction plan, roads are closing, fences are going up, and equipment is everywhere, taking up parts of Oneida Street and Armed Forces Drive. Just right behind me is where the draft theater will be, and the rooftop is currently being built, and it'll hang from those black pillars. Brian Madrigal is checking things out with his family, and he says it's exciting to see people from within the community jumping to be a part of Packers history.
I think you just got so much excitement with people wanting to do that, wanting to be a part of something that probably legendary for Green Bay, and maybe its only chance to ever see this type of effect. So I think it's really a historic moment for people.
With people walking the streets, construction going on, and hundreds of thousands of football fans coming to enjoy the draft in Green Bay during those 3 days, Debbie Jacks, a Packers fan that lives just across the street, says she has lived through the Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers era, so the noise won't be an issue.
I have lived here for 22 years, so we are used to noise. I mean, it's not going to be any different. Our Packer fans are loud, and we love it, and so, no, we're looking forward to it.
In Green Bay, Jamal James.
Can you even imagine living that close to not only, Lambeau Field, but now the draft when it goes
Yeah.
Yes.
She would make some serious money, I think, if she rented out her house for that weekend. And I think people have been taking advantage of that.
She's
Or
got to
even
know when.
parking.
Yeah,
Like parking on her
true.
lawn or something
Yeah,
like
True.
that.
she's got to know when to go grocery shopping too.
Oh.
She probably knows which days not to go.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Here's my question. I'm sure maybe you guys can answer this, but why don't they do the draft in the stadiums that are in the cities that they're doing these drafts in? Why not do it at Lambeau Field?
I don't know. I imagine it has to do with like the broadcast needs and like all of like the lighting and the cameras and stuff. That's just my thought.
Yes.
And what we saw in Detroit last year with the sea of people that were just there to watch,
Right.
I imagine maybe they would even need more space.
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
sure because it looked like there were hundreds of thousands of people in Detroit last year. Did you guys know too? It's free to go
Oh, I
to the
didn't.
draft. Yeah, like you can
Oh.
just go.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
and you can
That's
go and
insane.
take part in all the events. So I think that's why they're expecting, so many people.
Debbie, we're coming to your house.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay
Look
there.
out, Debbie.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of excited fans, many are already picking up their gear ahead of time at the Packers Pro Shop, which is now offering new draft-themed items that were just put out last week. One of the newest Pro Shop features is the Draft Hat Wall, which displays several different NFL draft caps. Pro Shop workers are also stocking new draft-themed T-shirts, hoodies, and pins too. I feel like if you even just lived in Green Bay, you'd have to get like something commemorative
Yeah.
of this weekend because
Oh,
it just
for
seems
sure.
like everybody's all in on this.
Gotta
event, of
remember it.
course.
I wonder how many people are traveling from the Northland to go there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Why not go there if it's free? That's
Oh, for
fantastic.
sure.
Definitely worth it.
Very cool. Cell phone companies, of course, have been busy getting ready for the surge in population come draft weekend. U.S. Cellular says they've dealt with big events like this in the past in Wisconsin, including the PGA and the Republican National Convention, and they say cell coverage itself is not a problem, but the towers don't usually handle the demand the draft will bring. So they've added equipment to essentially triple the capacity of the people that are going to be coming into the city. Pretty darn crazy what all of that has to go into this to prepare for that
Yeah.
capacity of people.
So much thought and planning.
Yep.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at two Northwoods businesses invited to the draft. Welcome back, everybody. With the NFL draft coming up in Green Bay in just a couple weeks, being invited to showcase your food in front of that many people is, of course, an incredible opportunity.
It's insane. Northern News Now's Madison Green recently spent time with a Superior restaurant owner who will get to experience that event in an extremely special way.
I did buy a football that we can sign and get autographs, and then we'll display at Eddie's. And so I think it'll be kind of fun to, a piece of Green Bay in the draft, bring it back here to Superior. And
Ben Anderson and his wife bought Eddie's Supper Club 2.5 years ago, but the restaurant was opened way back in the late 1880s. The established eatery is about to hit the road to take part in the NFL's first Taste of the Draft, an initiative to raise money to end student hunger in Wisconsin.
I got an email that they were looking or wanting to do 20 supper clubs to feature a dish, because with Green Bay being a small market, Wisconsin being known for supper clubs,
But what's up with Wisconsin supper clubs?
it's grandma and grandpa's kitchen, I think, kind of thing. Those kind of meals, very filling.
For Eddie's, that means their world-famous ribs. Although he didn't tell me the secret recipe, Anderson did tell the caterers, who will be preparing the 900 samples for the guests.
In our meeting on Monday, she asked if they would need knives, and I said no, they'll be fine, they'll fall off the bone. So
Anderson says they aren't just representing Eddie's at Green Bay,
they'll do a good job, I feel like, showing how we are up here in the Great Lakes.
giving Titletown a little taste. In Superior, Madison Green. Northern News Now.
Man,
Thanks a lot, Madison. Now I'm just hungry. That all looked amazing.
I know, and they were, only one of several supper clubs from
Right.
across the state to be invited. So what a cool honor! Like they get to go showcase their ribs and all their other food like that.
Yes.
I definitely got to stop by Eddie's now. That looked way too good.
looked
A little baked
fantastic.
potato too.
And
Always good.
like with our story previously with the other supper club and
Oh, the ranch in
yes,
Hayward? Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, it's such a huge part of Wisconsin, so cool to see these supper clubs being featured in such a high-level event. It's pretty darn cool.
But
Yes.
a few of them might be showcasing some of those old fashions that
Yeah.
we got to try at the
I'm
ranch.
sure those
too.
draft fans will be appreciating those.
Yes.
For sure. Well, Eddie's is going to be featured during the Taste of the Draft event. As we mentioned earlier, that's happening the day before the draft starts. It's going to be a huge fundraiser to battle food insecurity for kids in Wisconsin. And get this, Emmy award-winning TV chef Andrew Zimmern is going to host the event. So they're going to be in pretty good company, Eddie's folks.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. Meanwhile, Madison also got to try some popular Ashland, Wisconsin-based cuisine. That's before those chefs hit the road to be one of only 4 food trucks invited inside the 2025 NFL Draft campus. Take a look at this story.
Now this isn't a walking taco, but this fry bread taco from the Fry Bread Shack food truck in Ashland, Wisconsin is ready to make the trip to Green Bay. The Fry Bread Shack is one of 4 Wisconsin food trucks selected to cook at the 2025 NFL Draft. After applying, owner Ezra Leoso said they were told they were selected because of their experience working events and ability to showcase Wisconsin's culture. The Bad River Band food truck is a family-owned business, so for the Leoso family, that means they get to show off their unique taste of indigenous cuisine to a larger audience.
There's a lot of fry bread, but we have a special recipe. We do something a little different, and we make other items not traditionally to the native events.
As for the food, they can only bring 4 items to the NFL Draft, which will definitely include the taco and the strawberry and apple bites. The Fry Bread Shack will be inside the draft campus of the NFL Draft for all 3 days of the event. In Ashland, Madison Green, Northern News Now.
That also looks good. But funny enough, Hunter and I were just talking about it. We actually had their food before the Bayfield Apple Fest shows that we did last year.
Yes.
So good.
Fantastic. I also want to say, Madison, we thought our job was amazing.
Right.
2 stories in a row, she gets to eat these fantastic things. But yeah, we've talked with them before, and they are fantastic.
Wonderful
with all
people,
of
yeah.
them. Yes,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
good.
Yep, definitely. Some Minneapolis college students are helping some Green Bay area businesses take advantage of the draft. They've created a 40-page book filled with coupons from local businesses. The book costs $25, but it features nearly $200 in savings. Another fun fact, the estimated statewide impact of hosting the draft is $94 million. When you have a free event like that, I mean, you can't imagine how many people it brings in. That's so amazing.
I know, and those businesses too, I'm sure they're probably feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. I would
having
think so.
so many people in town. But this coupon book is cool because there's probably going to be people who want to experience, other parts of Green Bay
Right.
and like businesses beyond just the draft area. So what a good idea to help connect people with those businesses too. I also saw if you're around the draft area, I guess it's going to be all like cards. They're not taking any cash.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I think
Important.
to speed up the process
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Yep.
just
Good
because
idea.
it could be longer
Yeah.
lines.
If you're a business in that area, it's all hands on deck. You
Yeah.
got all your employees coming in that entire couple-day span or whatever.
Yeah, and more college students getting in on the draft action. UW Green Bay is offering an online course called The Packers and the Draft. The curator of the Packers Hall of Fame will teach the 3-session course. It's going to cover the history of the draft, how it works, and the history of Packers draft picks, too. It's a Zoom class, and it costs $49 to take. It can also be sent to you after the fact and is available for anyone to take. UW Green Bay also canceling classes, you guys, during the draft, too.
Oh,
because
good on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's close to finals, though.
Oh, that's true.
Make sure you're still studying out there, UW Green Bay. Well, still to come, we're going to meet a Packers fan with a collection you have to see to believe. Welcome back. Going back to those coupons for a tiny bit. You guys ever watch Extreme Couponing on TLC?
No.
That show?
I need to.
Those people are wild.
Really?
Yeah, those people like bring all the, probably can't do it anymore these days, but the people, they got essentially paid by the grocery store sometimes because of how good they were at couponing.
Wow.
I don't know if these
Get on
coupons
their
will do the
level.
same.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Coupons are great.
Yes.
The NFL Draft being in Green Bay puts the Packers and their fans in the national spotlight, and today we're going to meet a 2025 Packers Hall of Fame fan finalist from just outside the city. And although he didn't win, he has a collection of memorabilia and a love for that team you have to see to believe.
I have way too much stuff.
Pulaski's Scott Schwartz doesn't love the term superfan.
I'm just a guy who enjoys the Packer games.
After stepping foot in his basement, you'd be hard-pressed to think of a different way to describe him.
I built this house 21 years ago, and I built this room for this collection.
A collection of Cheesehead treasures.
All the stuff on the walls, I could take it all off and put different stuff on and fill it up again.
Each with its own special story. Take this thrift store find, for instance.
When Ron Wolf was hired as GM of the Packers, he was going to bring back Notre Dame gold as a color because it's supposed to be green and gold. Well, the real color is really yellow. He went to the board, they gave him the okay, but the media found out about it and there was an uproar, don't screw with the colors. So he got cold feet and he never did it, but he had a mock-up made. And when he left town, he donated it to Salvation Army.
Or the jersey of his favorite Packers quarterback.
This jersey is a Favre Gamer from '97 when they won the Super Bowl. I have a picture of him signing it, and I took the towel off his shoulder. That was after practice one day.
His love for the green and gold coupled with his love for a Wisconsin tradition.
Some people take vacations, I have tailgates.
For over 30 years, the dedicated Packers fan hosting pre-game parties in Titletown, spending the last 2 decades in the same spot.
Front right corner of Lot 1. It is a spot that I think we got maybe about 20 years ago, and we continue to use it to this day.
Grilling and drinking, enjoying the atmosphere only Lambeau Field can provide.
It has evolved over the years where it's all friends. Some of them I've had for 30 years. Some of them are new that day. It's just a big community.
Community turned family. Some even earning a place in the famous Schwartz Packers fan cave.
These are the people in the tailgate family who have made a difference in my life. You'll see a couple black and white. Those are people who have passed.
They've all still got a place right here with you.
All connected by a love of football. And of course, the Green Bay Packers.
I have friends from all around the world because of the Packers. I meet them on game day. The biggest part of it is the camaraderie with all the people.
That is a big Packers fan right
Huge
there.
Packers fan.
Sure, he's excited to maybe even showcase some of his memorabilia. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. I mean, it's also cool too. You make probably new friends when you share a common interest like that.
That's a side of football that's kind of cool. They're bringing people together and just hanging out and watching something that's a lot of fun.
Maybe Vikings and Packers fans will come together someday.
Someday. Maybe not in the near future.
Probably in the next couple decades.
Yeah.
Probably not, but maybe sometime down the road.
We'll see. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at a Wisconsin artist who's carving his place in history.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we go today, a Wisconsin wood artist is creating a special art installation for the NFL Draft. Wooden interpretations of all 32 NFL team marks will line the player walkway, which each prospect will take before hearing his name called. Milwaukee artist Ike Winter made the mosaics out of donated furniture, and Winter has also made pieces for Mike Tyson and the Brewers. So well known, I guess, in the old sports community. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's right. We did share his Crayola story way back in the day. He was one who made a wooden Crayola box.
That is so cool.
It is so cool. And what a neat memento for those first-round draft picks. They get to take home that carving if they get picked by that team. That's amazing.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, hey, coming up next week on Northern Life, on Thursday, just a week before the NFL Draft, we're going to be inviting our sports team, our Northern News Now sports team, Alexis Bass and Daniel Chiarelli here in studio. They'll sit down with us, share their expert opinions, share which players they think need to be on both the Packers and the Vikings, and who is on our radar during the draft night.
It's always nice to hear from the experts on what they think. Because, we can talk all we want, but they know what they're talking about.
So true.
Alexis might lead us away. She's a Bears fan. So you need this player. Yeah.
Stick on target,
You're
Alexis.
Right. Thanks for joining us today. We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.